So we're going to go ahead and get started because this is important stuff we're doing. And if I recall, we left off, we had talked a little bit about Ahava Rabbah, mainly because that's when we gather our seat for the Shema. So we're going to go on to the Shema today. So let me tell you a little bit about the Shema. Yeah. Did I already go over the Shema information? If I did, just say, oh, we heard this. It was first introduced in the temple in Jerusalem. The first lines appear in the book of Deuteronomy and is a collection of speeches that Moses gave to the next generation of Israelites before they entered into Israel, challenging them not to make the mistakes of their parents and to love, obey, and be faithful to God. As my husband and I have learned, that in our endeavor to not make the mistakes of our parents, we make a whole new set of mistakes. So that's a lot of mistakes they're avoiding. The second and third paragraphs come from different parts of Deuteronomy and Numbers, and it fulfills the commandment, you shall meditate therein day and night. Judah Hanasi, who spent all day involved in his studies, I think we did talk about this, and teaching, said just the first verse of the Shema in the morning, and he kind of did this. And because he did this, we now cover our eyes. Maybe he had an itch, maybe he had a headache, but because of that, we cover our eyes. It's recited in the morning and the evening, and at the conclusion of Yom Kippur, during the Kedusha service on Shabbat, and before someone's death. And so we did go over a lot of that. I'm not going to go over the rest. But we don't always cover our eyes for all of the Shemas. If we're in the Kedusha, we don't cover our eyes. It's when we're doing the full Shema that we cover. So this is quite a prayer. And I notice my synagogue is starting to do more of it. So let me move you, my friends, to my other screen so I can see you all. So do I have a brave reader who will read just the first line, the Shema?
Brave?
Thank you, Alice.
The Ve'ahavta, or
just the Shema.
Shema Israel Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kavod Machuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Thank you. And would someone read it in English? Thank you, Nancy.
Hear, O Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is alone. Praised by God. Interesting. Praised by God's glorious sovereignty throughout all time.
So I've seen it different ways. I don't know where I got this translation. I don't recall, but God is one is how I've often seen it. I've also interpreted as God is unique, because there are a lot of gods that people pray to, but Jews pray to one unique God that we call Adonai. And when I do this prayer tonight, I'm doing a Friday night service with kids. We do it in sign language, and I use the sign pay attention, because when you're deaf, you can't hear, but it tells us to pay attention, to focus, and that's why we close our eyes or cover our eyes. All right. So it looks like we have 6 lines for the first paragraph, or maybe 5 1/4, but we'll count it as 6. So I thought we could have someone take 2 lines, somebody else takes the other 2 lines, somebody else takes the other 2 lines, and then we'll trade around. Does that sound like a plan? Y'all are so excited, I can tell. Linda, did you want to take the first 2?
Yes.
All right, who will take the second 2? Thank you, Tula. And how about the last 1 1/4? All right, Gail. And then we'll have others read.
Okay.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. But I have to do this. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצאך.
Let's check that word one more time. Just go sound by sound, letter by letter.
Mitzarvacha.
There you go, mitzvah. It's interesting when we get used to singing it and then we read it. I'm going to call your attention to the beginning of the second line, or first and second line. There's lots of chafs in there, not coughs. So it's uvchol and bechol. So I know it's an uvchol. It's not a comfortable thing for our throats, but I want you to sound like you know what you're reading. Instead of uvkol and bekol, it's uvchol and bechol. Noticing, good job on those little vowels that say O, not ah. Good job.
Uvakol.
Uvachol. Like your
Okay.
Like your throat is scratchy.
Okay.
All right. Tula, did you offer to do the second?
I did.
Set?
Yeah.
All right.
Hayom al levavecha v'shi nan tam levanecha v'dibarta bam
Look at that one again.
bam
There you go.
b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlech techa b'derech uv shoch becha biv kumecha.
Can you read that? Oof, there you go.
Oh, uv shumecha.
One more time.
Uv
Oh, did she freeze up? We'll give her a minute to come back on. I'll pick up those last few words and then the person who's reading next can. Uv kumecha uk shartam leot. Was that you, Nancy, the last two?
No, me.
Nope. Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Gail.
Al yadecha vehayu le tota fot bain a necha uch tab tam al me zot be techa u vish arecha.
Very nice. All right. Do we have people who would like to take other turns for other lines, or you could volunteer to do 2 lines you haven't done yet? Any takers? I hope Tula comes back on. Alice, what would you like to do, ma'am?
Whichever two you say.
Well, we're going to give you the first 2. How's that?
The
I need
Ve'ahavta
someone.
again?
Yeah, with Viahafta. And we need someone to do the second set and the third set. Any takers?
The second.
Irina, thank you for the second. And then how about a third?
I'll do
All right,
the third.
Nancy. So we've got Irene, Alice, then Irina, and then Nancy.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך.
Oh, hold on. You're taking somebody else's. Oh, that because it might look different in your book. Okay.
Oh, I thought I
Thank
was
you.
at the end of the line. Sorry.
Not a problem. Beautiful reading. Thank you. Irina?
Boy. Hayom al levavecha
Good job.
vish vishi non tam leba necha udi marta.
Look at that one more time. Look at the first letter.
V probably.
It's a vav. You're right.
Vedi barta
Good.
nam. Oh, I'm sorry, bam.
There you go.
Such a small letter. Beshiv techa.
Do you want to make it a little bigger?
And I difficulty to look.
Hold on. Maybe go a little bigger. Tell me if this.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Better.
Yeah, thank you. Beshiv techa. Should I continue or somebody else?
Yes, you have another line.
Oh, great. Biveitecha uvlechotecha vaderecha
Oh, we'll try it again.
vaderecha.
No ha.
Oh,
Done
vaderech.
with the ha's.
Vaderech.
There you go. Oh, wait, there's more coming.
More coming? Okay.
More ha's.
Okay. Uvshach becha.
Except this is where it gets me. See the vowel under the shin? I've
Uvshach.
always said, if shoch becha. Yep, I missed that.
Ushov. No, Ushov ha-vecha. Uv.
Shoch becha.
Uv. Shoch. Becha.
There you go.
Need more practice. This is 1 week off. It's a problem. Uv. Uvku. Mecha. Ukshar. Tam. Le. Ot.
Nice job. Nancy.
Mm.
Okay. Al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha tavtam al mezuzot be techa uvi she'arecha.
Nice job, ladies.
Yeah.
It's not easy words. We're used to singing them, but when you read them, it's a whole different thing. Do we have any women who would like to read parts other than what they read or who haven't had a chance yet? Is your hand up, Irina? What would you like to read?
Part 1.
Part 1. Do we have a part 2 reader? Someone maybe who hasn't had a chance? Thank you, Rhoda. Will you be part 2?
Sure.
And
Whatever.
part 3.
I'll be part
Thanks,
3.
Linda. All right.
Just a second. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Eloheinu. No. So هنا إلهها بقال
Careful. Look again, because it's
بحال
there. You go.
לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאורך
Say that again. There you go. There you go.
וחיי וחיי
Veha what?
I don't know.
Vahayu.
וחיו
There you go.
all sound good. וחיו הדברים האליך
Take a look at that again. No echa there.
האליך
There you go.
האליך אשר אנוכי מצווך.
Good job. All right. Rhoda.
Okay. Hayom al levavecha vashinanatam lavanecha vadibarta bam vashivtecha bavetecha uvlechtecha vaderech uvshach bacha.
Take a look at that vowel under
Oh,
shin.
at the show, sorry. Uv shoch bacha, uv kumecha, uk shartam laot.
Great job. Linda.
Al Yaderech
What was
Bahai.
that? It's not on your derech. It's not on the street.
Al Yadecha
There you go.
Bahai Yo La Tota Fos Bain Einecha Uktav Tam Al Mazuzot Beiteha Uvisharecha.
Super, ladies. I don't think I've ever heard anybody sing Uv Shoch Becha. This is the first time in this class that I even realized it was there. So learned something new every day. Is there someone who would like to
No.
read a Rhonda?
No,
Rhoda? Sorry.
I just have a question.
Sure.
What does Latoto Fote mean?
Let me find it. So Al Yadecha is on your hand, and La Totafot, so reminder above your
Reminder.
eyes.
Okay,
So we're going to read it in English when we finish with the Hebrew.
thank you.
Because sometimes knowing what some of these words in Hebrew makes it, or in English makes it a little easier to read. But I want to make sure that everybody has gotten to read any parts that they wanted to practice. Anybody want to read a part they have not gotten to read? Tula, what part would you like to read that you haven't?
I'll read the first part, and I'm sorry I lost internet connection, so
That's
I hope
okay.
you have it.
You were very frozen. Would anybody like to read a second or third part? Gail, what would you like to read?
Second.
Second. Anybody want to read the third? Oh, thank you, Irina. All right, go for it.
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha uv'chol nifshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'chayu hadvarim. We say hadavarim. Is that what it is? Or is it hadvarim?
It's had varim, but when you sing,
Yeah.
you add extra sounds. I know it's I'm catching myself doing more of those things lately. It's had varim, but No one's going to correct you in shul.
right? Ha'ele, Asher, Asher, Anochi, Matzafecha,
Try one more time. Word sound by sound.
Matzavecha? I
Nope.
don't,
You're close. Me,
Mit,
sav, and then that sound is by
oh,
itself.
okay, so it's not, okay. Matzavcha,
There you go.
thank you.
We make it so much harder on ourselves than it needs to be. All right, next.
Me.
Okay,
Hayom al levavecha veshi nantam levanecha vedi varta bam beshiv techa be bever techa
try that word one more time. Third time's the charm.
be techa
Beautiful.
uv lech techa vaderech uv shoch vi shobecha
One more time.
uv shoch bicha
Good job.
uv kumecha uk shar tam leot.
Nice job.
Thank you.
And last, who's going last?
I am al yadecha vecha yi
Beha,
v'hayom v'hayom
you.
v'hayu.
You.
This I don't know. V'hayu let letotafot bein einecha uchtav tam al mitzuzot beitecha uvish arecha.
Beautiful, ladies.
Carefully put the things together.
It is like a jumbled tongue twister at times. Is there anybody who did not get to read a part that would like to?
Maybe I have a question.
Sure.
Maybe some other people can share, and maybe it's just simple answer to that. But in shul, I get very excited because at least I can recognize some words. But it's very, very hard for me to follow, and I kind of lose an interest because I can follow for a couple of words, and after I'm gone. Any advice? Because it's a different when it's first of all, it's a couple of repetition in a song, and it's hard for me to really follow. So
Just practice,
right.
practice. You know, when you're there doing it, I know sometimes it goes very fast, but I find that I've been going to Minyan since my dad passed away 2 mornings a week, and I'm picking up a lot more because I'm seeing it. You know, it's just a matter of repetition. But it is hard. Sometimes they fly so fast through these prayers. I don't know how anyone can daven the silent Amidah in the time that they give us. Even if you're a speed reader, that is just impossible. So, you know, just keeping at it. Sorry, I don't have any magic bullets, and maybe somebody else has a solution of how they do it.
No, I'm just thinking maybe some of the song that I don't think we studied together. So because this song, I just repeated the same couple of things over and over and over again. So anyway.
If it's a repetition song, then it helps. Does it help when we sing the Via Hafta? Because I
In-
find sometimes
In this class, or you mean in the show?
in shul, is it easier for you to recite the prayer when it's sung versus read?
For me, it's easier to read because this is
Is that
how.
easier to read?
Yeah, but anyway, so I just.
I'm an oral person, so I learn something much better when it's sung, but then I hear what's sung and not necessarily what's read.
Thank you.
But yes, Nancy.
Okay, so first of all, Irina, I'm with you. I feel, yeah, it's like, I just wanted to say that. I have a question, a different question.
Sure.
Is there a time frame at which the covering the eyes did not happen? And I say that because,
I don't need it.
oh, hi, Jamie.
We're glad you made it.
Yeah, because I know in my life I've lived in so many different parts of the states, so many places, but I just wondered if and I'm vintage, but I just don't remember the covering of the eyes. And so prior to about 20 years ago. So I just wondered, I'm asking if anybody is vintage like me and remembers the time when we did not cover the eyes.
I do.
Okay.
I remember growing up, no one covered their eyes. It's just recent. And in my synagogue, the senior people tend to not cover their eyes because that's the way they grew up.
Did
Yeah,
you
in
close
my
them and just not cover them? Nothing.
I don't remember that
Interesting.
either.
In my synagogue, we don't cover our eyes for the Shema.
No, we only do it for the first line.
Right.
Didn't
No,
know.
well, we don't do it for the first line.
Interesting. I'm fascinated by why that is, because it's been going on for hundreds of years in
Hmm.
some circles. So we're going to read the English in a few minutes, and I've seen another custom that I've started to think about picking up. Is there anyone who would like to read part of the Ahafta that didn't yet get to read? All right, let's read it in English.
I didn't get to read though, but
All right, well, Jamie, let's have
Read.
you read.
thank you.
Jamie, would you like to start with Shema and go through the second line of the V'ahavta, and then we'll have some volunteers read the other lines. Would that be
Okay.
good? All right,
Great.
I need a reader for part 2 and part 3.
I'll do part 3.
All right, do we have a part 2? All right, I'll do part 2. How's that?
Oh, I can do the part 2 if you want.
Oh, thank you. All right, so do you want to go ahead and start us off, Jamie?
Okay. Sorry, I'm late and I'm moving, so there's a whole bunch of stuff everywhere. Here I go.
Well, we're glad you're here.
No, it just sounds like a licensing issue. I'm not sure what you did, but if you want, we can take a look at it. You have a key though, right? You have a
Somebody needs to be on mute. Hello.
We never asked them to get a key. So really what you want to do is you want to change the key, right?
Do you want us to come back to this when he's done talking? Would that be helpful?
Oh, no, I'm leaving. I'm gonna change rooms.
Oh, I didn't know whose computer it was. Okay. All right, go for it, Jamie.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod.
Vote, yeah.
Malkuto Leolam Vayed. Va'ahavta et Adonai Eloheinu b'chal
Hold on, go
Ah.
back to that word with the aleph.
Elohecha.
There you go.
Elohecha. Bachal la vavecha.
Levavcha, it's lavavcha. It's a lot of vowels down there.
Levav. Leva. How do you do that?
Le, you just take it one sound at a time.
Okay.
Le,
Va. Vacha.
there you go.
Okay. Uvchal meodecha.
Wait a minute, we're on the first end of the first line. Uvchol,
Uvchol. I thought it was meodecha. It's not.
this is a nun.
I don't see a nun there. Where?
Go a little bit bigger. Hold on a minute. So we're on the first line via hafta, the last word.
Oh, I wasn't scrolling. Yeah, I'm on my little smartphone in my room trying to throw things out. Okay. The whole, I see. Nashecha. Nashecha. Nash.
You were right.
Nash. Oh, Nashecha. Nashecha.
Nafshecha. There you go.
Uvchol. Uvchol. Meodecha. V'chayu. V'chayu.
Mhm.
Had bayim. Habayim.
Hadva, what is that?
Hadvayrim. Hadvayrim.
Hadvarim, there you go.
Sorry, y'all. Okay. Ha'elech. Asher. Anochi. Mitzuch. Mitzaucha. Mitzaucha.
It's a vav. Try one more time.
Mitzavcha.
There you go. Good job.
Oh, there's mitzvot or something.
Mitzavcha. We're going to look at that in the English. It is words. Looks like it has to do with words. We'll look at it in English.
Okay.
All right. Who is reading second?
I am Uvchol meod.
Nope. Hayom.
Hayom al levavecha. V'shinav tam levanecha. V'dibarta bam. V'shivtecha. V'vevtecha. Uvlechtecha. Uvlechtecha. Vaderech. Uvshofbecha. Uvkumecha. Uvshartam leot.
Nice job.
Okay.
Who was finishing it up?
Me, Tula.
Thank you, Tula.
Al Yedecha V'chayu L'totafot Bein Einecha Tav Tam Al Mizuzot Bein Techa Ubishrecha.
Very nice, ladies. Let's see what we're saying in English. Would someone like to read the first paragraph in English? Gail, thank you.
You're welcome. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children and recite them at home and away night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates.
Thank you. I'm going to share this so now we can see the whole thing. How many of you are familiar with Debbie Friedman's Via Hafta in English? She sings a nice version of this where you can really, I know why I stopped doing this, because then I lose my cursor when I do that. She does a really nice version of this in English. But let's take a look at V'ahavta et Adonai. So we know what Adonai is, right? God. Elohecha, your God. Bechol levavcha, which is your heart, with all your heart. Uvchol nafshecha, your soul. Uvchol meodecha, in your might. Vehayu hadvarim ha'ela. I'm going to do the ones I know. Asher anochi metzavcha hayom, today. Al levavecha, your heart. So I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Vishinantam levanecha, teach them diligently to your children. Vidibar tabam, vishiftecha bavetecha uvlechtecha vaderech. I know vaderech is on the street, like when you're away. Uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha. Your yadecha is your hand. Vehayu latotafot beinenecha, between your eyes. Your eyes are your einayim. Uhtavtam al mezuzot. We know what a mezuzah is. Beitecha, your bite of your home. Uvisharecha. And I've noticed a couple men in Morning Minyan, when they have their tefillin on, and we get to this part, they kiss their tefillin to the box on their arm when we get to Yadecha, and then they kiss the one on their head when we get to Einecha, the one between their eyes. So I thought it's not something I've never seen before, but someone came up with that. Does anybody want to sing the whole thing for us by any chance? No? No. Would you like to do that, Linda? And then we'll have Alice do it?
I lose the tune in the middle. I know the beginning and the end.
You know the beginning and the end. So
Yeah.
starting with what, Linda? Which words do you know? Like starting where?
V'ahavta
Go for it.
et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levacha uv'kol nafshecha uv'kol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anoki mitzavcha hadvarim al. This is where I lose it.
Hayom alevavecha.
Right.
V'shanan tam levadeha v'divreka bam v'shivta b'vateha u'vilechtaha v'derech uv'shachvaha uv'kumeha u'kshartam la'ot al yaderech v'hayo latotafot bein anecha uktavtam al mezuzah uvisharecha.
Thank you, Linda. It is a mouthful, isn't it? All
Yeah.
right, Alice, did you want to have a turn to sing it?
Sure.
Ve'ahavta.
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושנתם לבניך וטיפלת בם בשבתך וביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשבתך ובקומך וכשאתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטטפות בין עיניך וכתחתם המזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
That was
Nicely done,
beautiful.
ladies. Beautiful.
Now there's another part that I know, that when we kiss the tzitzit, at one point it says pass between your eyes uitemoto, and so I also pass the tzitzit before my eyes for that pit. It was in
Interesting.
the
That's
art
the next
scroll.
part we're going to look at. How many of you do the second paragraph out loud at your shul? I don't have it here, but does anybody?
No.
I know my rabbi would love to get us to do it, but I've been working on it. It's interestingly enough, it's a lot of the same words from the first paragraph, but with different endings on it. But again, I try to go through it during services, and by the time I get halfway through, they're already done with the whole prayer. So I just keep working on it. I do a little bit every time I'm in services, and if I don't get through the whole thing, oh well, God understands. So this last part is where we get the instructions for wearing tzitzit. So would someone like to read it in English for us?
I will.
Thank you so much, Nancy.
Okay, so Adonai said to Moses, instruct the people of Israel that in every generation they shall put tzitzit on the corners of their garments and bind a thread of blue to the tzitzit, the fringe on each corner. Look upon these tzitzit and you will be reminded of all the mitzvot of Adonai and fulfill them, and not be seduced by your heart, nor led astray by your eyes. Then you will remember and observe all my mitzvot and be holy before your God. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who is truth.
Thank you, Nancy. Are you familiar with, I'm aware of two different type of tzitzit. Are you aware that there are two different types?
No.
There's talit katan, which men wear under their clothing. Rabbi Ellen described it as a poncho, but it's basically a rectangular garment with a hole for your head, kind of like wearing it like an undershirt, but there's no arms. So it's just a front and back panel, and the tzitzit are in the corners, and you might see more observant men wearing them. Some of them wear them outside of their clothes, some wear them inside of their clothes. And then there's the traditional talit gadol that we wear in shul. When it talks about the thread of blue, for years, no one knew what that color is. Patil tachelet. And scientists in Israel recently, in the last, I think, 10, 15 years, discovered that blue. It's a blue that comes from a snail or a snail-like object, animal. And so now we do have patil techelet. You can get them, and you can unwrap your tzitzit, take out a thread, and put the blue in. So
Yeah, okay.
my
I've
husband,
seen
I got
some people have fully blue talits and the tzitzit. Some Israelis have gone all blue.
all blue.
Never seen that.
So I got it for my husband once they were available. He now has patil techelet. I have my beautiful women of the wall seat, and I didn't want to add blue into it. Wouldn't really match. So every time that we come across the word seat, we're supposed to kiss it. And is it down here, Alice, where it says stray by your, where do you put the seat at your eyes?
Yeah, straight by your eyes. Oritem Oto. Hold on a second.
I would guess it's Ve'achare Einechem, because Einechem is your eyes.
Yes, Venatanu Al Tzitzit Hakafen Petil Tachelit V'hayu Lechem the Tzitzit Oritem Oto. And so that is here on the 1, 2, 3, 4 lines at the El Mitzav Adonai Udno Utsa.
One more line down. Ve'achare Einechem.
Wait, where is Al Tzitzit?
All seat are up higher up above.
Here we go. I'm sorry, the end of the third line, because you have the tzitzit of the Hebrew.
Got it.
So the end of the tzitzit, and then the beginning of the fourth line, it's Oritem Oto.
Thank you. I'm going to be thinking about trying that one.
Excuse me, I'm wondering, are some of you people Orthodox or is everybody conservative?
I'm considered
Conservative.
Women's League, this is through Women's League, which is a conservative organization. I
But
mean,
our women are all over the spectrum. Some wear seat, some don't. Some wear tefillin, some don't. It's what you're comfortable with.
right.
I only started wearing tefillin when my dad died in December. I started going to Minyan, and I felt bad that I couldn't help lead because I wasn't wearing tefillin. That's the rule in my Minyan, that you cannot lead if you do not wear tefillin. So I'd worn it once in this room during the Women's League convention, and I was really not comfortable, but I felt I needed to do my part. And I'm wearing my dad's tefillin now. So when I do the mourner's Kaddish, I gather the straps of the tefillin, kind of like I'm holding on to him. So it's become meaningful to me. I would have not done it if had it not been for his passing. So I guess I can say he left me a legacy there.
Now see, when my father died, it was just, I had only been converted for a couple of years, but I would go to the downtown Minyan that was still conservadox. And so I wound up bringing very large, good bottles of alcohol. And so, which they always appreciated. So, and I would go down on Mondays and Thursdays. And in those days, my kids were little. They had their little scooters, and they still had the toys from their grandchildren there. So it was something, you know, there's something
Alice?
about the father and minions.
Excuse me, Alice, you said conservadox. Is that more Orthodox than conservative? Or were you making a joke?
Actually, it is an actual term, and it is for the people who do almost all of the Hebrew in the Siddur. So when you flip through like the Siddur Sim Shalom, and for like the high holidays, you see all of those pages in Hebrew. Those are for the conservadox. Because so many conservative people have an Orthodox background, and so there are some who do a little bit extra, and they are called conservadox. There are some conservative shuls that are not egalitarian.
Right.
And so they're considered conservadox because they don't allow women to come up to for Naliyah.
It's not an official movement, but that is a very common term.
Right.
Yeah,
They don't recognize women on the bima or as part of a minyan.
right. And so when my
They're-
father
they're
had
not
died and I was
given-
used to saying Kaddish, there was one morning where there was no minion to say Kaddish. But these guys, again, these are all fierce ancient dudes. And they, after the service, they all stood around and said Kaddish with me. It was the sweetest thing because if they had counted me, there would have been a minion. But so it's weird.
But it's interesting, the conservative movement has a spectrum. So they didn't, when they came out, they didn't want to say all conservative shuls must be recognized women and be egalitarian. So more congregation moved toward egalitarian, but you'll find in Canada there are still several congregations that are not yet fully egalitarian. So that is the, what makes us conservative, but it's on a spectrum. Do any of your shuls sing the last paragraph of the Shema?
No.
Gail's like, nope.
No,
Yes.
they don't. They don't. They only do the first one.
Oh, we do.
So they start,
Daber el b'nei Israel, v'atam elechem, v'asem lechem tzitzit al pan. Oh my goodness, al pana, al kan pei
I'm gonna make it bigger for you.
begedechem. I'm blind. Lechem tzitzit al kane pei. Vatehem later hem venatanu altitzit. Okay, I have lost it. I was trying to show off.
All right, well, thank you for trying.
Okay.
So my congregation either starts with Vayomer, it depends who's leading, Vayomer Adonai, or sometimes they'll say, join us at Laman Tiskaru, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Laman Tiskaru.
So, and then most people sing Adonai Elohechem Emet Emet. But I wanted you to hear it and to know that you'll see people quietly kissing their seat every time they read the word seat.
Acharei lavechem v'charei alechem asher atem v'nitim avkarechem leman tiskaru ve'atechem el kol mitzvotai ve'atem kiddishim lelechem ani Adonai Elohim asher hatzavot it him. I've lost it again. Oh my goodness. And I had
Let's do it together.
Let's
sing it. We'll try it
for
together.
shul too.
All right. Let's take it from the second paragraph. We'll sing it together. You ready?
Yes.
Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Lemor Daber El Bnei Yisrael Ve'amarta Alehem Va'asu Lachem Tzitzit Al Kanfei Vigdehem Ledorotam Banat Nu Al Tzitzit Hakanaf Petil Techelet Vehaya Lachem Letzitzit or Item Oto Uschartem et Kol Mitzvot Adonai Ve'asitem Otam velo taturu acharei levachem ve'acharei einechem asher atem zonim acharechem leman tizkeru v'yasitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leilo Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeki Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liot Lachem Le'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem. So that's what it sounds like. If you
And it
hear
was
it, you'll
just
know it.
in our Torah reading too,
This week
last week.
when we did Hazinu.
Yeah, I believe it was because it came again, and you did a phenomenal job. Thank you.
Yes.
Nice job, everybody. It's a lot. It's a mouthful, especially the second paragraph, because it's a lot of the words that you already know from the first paragraph with extra endings. So next week, we are going to go on to, we're not going to do the whole Ezrata Votena, but we're going to go to the middle where Micha Mocha is, because that's the part usually where the congregation sings. And then we'll go on to Musaf. So we'll get to things that you might recognize a little bit more with Musaf, because we do Musaf on Shabbat morning. So, you know, the information we've been covering, this is mostly in Shacharit and Pazukate. If you don't go to those services, it's unfamiliar to many. So you guys are doing a great job.
Can I give you
any-
my rabbi's tune for Micha Mocha?
Sure.
He would start off with I die 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 da da die yabba die 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 da die yabba die 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 I die da die 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 yabba die 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 I die da die 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 yabba die 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 Micha Mocha Balim Adonai Micha Mocha Neda Bakodesh Norati Lo Dosefele Norati Lo Dosefele. And
That's
he'd also
beautiful.
continue. So
I've never heard that one. I wonder
Oh,
if it's
really?
like
Nice,
Yemenite or.
nice.
That's beautiful.
because you have the other one that we usually sing during Kedusha, the Micha Mocha.
Right.
But
My rabbi does that too. He's a newer rabbi. Well, he's newer for us. And he puts in a lot of yidais and a lot of energy into the service. But I've not heard that one. That's beautiful.
Does anybody have a woman rabbi or a woman cantor?
there is one at First Hebrew. Rabbi Dana. You've thrown it out of
the
my
people
head.
in this group. I'm wondering about the people in this group, or if I'm like the only one here.
Yeah, First Hebrew.
I had one, but she left.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And we had a woman cantor who I love, but she
Yeah, 'cause
left.
being conservative and not allowing women into the minyan makes me wonder why they're conservative. Why aren't they just Orthodox? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm just getting confused about this.
Well, First Hebrew, the original shul that was built downtown was built by the local business people, and that was the one that they considered conservadox, because it was first done over 100 years ago, and they even had a mikveh. But then in the 50s, they built the Uptown Shul, which still stays, and that one is egalitarian. And so when we did hire the female rabbi, and when we had rabbi searches, I was on the rabbi search committees, we did mention, we have this downtown shul that doesn't count women, but we're still open to having a female rabbi. And ultimately, they wound up selling the downtown shul. It is now a mosque. And Rabbi Dana does officiate those services uptown, you know, and the old guys who used to go downtown are mostly dead anyway. I had been fighting for years to get it because it was a gorgeous little shul. And I had fought for years to try to get more women, to get women to count so that we could have a minyan down there. But, you know,
I
what are you gonna
remember,
do? Who wants to talk to the Schwarzer, to the convert? You know, what do I know?
I remember in the 1970s at a Women's League convention, one of the motions was to promote women rabbis in the conservative movement. So,
I mean, I'm
excuse
sorry, go
me.
ahead.
So I think, I mean, I remember when I was not allowed, women were not allowed on the Bima. And after my first Women's League convention, and the rabbi asked me to speak from the Bima about the convention, it was a big deal. And I dressed with boots and a long skirt and very carefully. So I just remember seeing this whole change that has taken place. The first time I saw women leading services was a convention, and I thought it was the most beautiful thing. So,
You know, it's interesting. We are on a continuum. My sister's bat mitzvah was in around 80, hers had to be in like 78, something like that. And her class was the first class of girls having Shabbat morning bat mitzvahs.
oh, right.
And she's
Yes.
4.5 years older than me.
Yes.
I have no recollection in my childhood of not being able to do anything I didn't want to do.
Oh.
So, but the shul I go to now did not become egalitarian until 92. In 92 is the first time when they had Sisterhood Shabbat in the past. The Sisterhood president was allowed to read a poem from the Bima. That was it. That was Sisterhood Shabbat. So it's very interesting how far we've come. Some places have further yet to come. I want to wish you all, huh?
I was just thinking of what we've also lost or what we're losing. I remember at Women's League events when we did Birchat Hamzon, and hearing all of the women do that was awesome. But it's hard to get a Sisterhood Shabbat meeting anymore. I mean a sisterhood meeting. First Hebrew still has the monthly, but we can't we can't bench because everybody leaves and gets hostile, and so.
Well, I hope you will all consider coming to convention next July. It is really amazing to be surrounded by so many Jewish women. It's a